Hey, how's it going, YouTube? Lawler here. We've got RLCS top 10 power rankings for you all post Raleigh Major. These lists get tougher and tougher, man. I think the level of competition, especially from Raleigh, proves, hey, once you make top 8, anybody's got a chance. And even in that Swiss stage, we joked a lot, even during our predictions, like, hey, avoiding the lower bracket, making sure that you're a top 4 seed coming in, having that extra life is going to play really, really big importance. And it did exactly that. Even some favorites dropping to lowers early. It is crazy how some of these results played out. That being said, it does make it even more difficult for me to try to rank these. I think there is a lot of interchangeable ones that we'll talk about. There's different like tiers, I think, about who goes where, but at the end of the day, it's an opinion piece. None of these are going to be as accurate as I would like them to be, but just kind of general thoughts. We'll roll through these as quickly as we can. As always, if you guys do enjoy the content, consider hitting like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Helps me out immensely. Let me know in the comments down below how crazy you think some of these are. People call these rage bait, but then the results speak for themselves. So that is what it is. We're going to open it up and talk about our honorable mention. We got GK and Gen G. GK, in my opinion, if they made it to the major, would have been a very competitive team. And the cool thing is we're talking post Raleigh, so we'll be talking about EWC. We'll be talking about the World Championship coming up. GK is a shoe-in. Obviously, mates did not get top 2, which was expected. So they will be there. I do think them on land is a very dangerous team. A lot of the reliancy, I think, is going to come on from Oli making sure he has an impact and making sure that Archie continues to play god tier defense like we've seen in the past. That team to me on land, Joyo usually unlocks, is a threat. That's why I will always be in consideration if they make it there. Be careful of them. I don't know what new coach is going to bring to the table, but I am excited to find out at EWC. On the other side, the NA team I want to give a honorable mention to is Gen G. I think they play a really solid game. They did have a pretty dang tough Buchholz when it came to the competition. Even their like lowest team in Virtus Pro is definitely not bad. They did end up sweeping them, but Gen G to me is a very good barrier of entry team. Like if you want to make top 8, you got to get through Gen G, and it's going to be a fight. So congratulations to them. I think they are definitely one of note. I could also potentially talk Space Station here. I do think we are starting to see, ironically enough, usually when rookies come in the last year or two, there hasn't really been like first land jitters. They've really performed. But then we also think about who it is, and it's like, okay, it's Zen, it's Raleigh. These guys are, you know, considered some of the best. Maybe not fair assessment. We talk about Kofer and Reveal and Scribbles and a full team of rookies. I do think it makes it a little bit more difficult. That being said, I think Space Station, now that they have one under their belt, they've got a couple other tournaments coming up where they don't have any pressures. I assume Reveal is going to sign up and go and play in the Canadian LAN at the end of August. So there is going to be some chances to play in front of a crowd again in unfamiliar situations. I would expect Space Station to do a little bit better because my opinion of it is that they were going to start slow, which is why I got that prediction right. And then I thought they were going to ramp. And we just didn't see the ramp. We did see them when they were backs against the wall play really aggressive and start to demo a lot more. Played a lot less strict and a little bit more carefree. And because of that, they would then start to bring back the series. But again, a little bit too much. They needed to do that from the beginning and then kind of settle in. And they never could. So I'm going to give it to Gen G because I do think Gen G's got the veteran talent and have proven very successful. Number 10, though, we are going to go with Gentlemates. I talked about this in my like top 25 conversations when doing the aggregate. I was very shocked to not see any players from Gentlemates in the top 10. To me, they were a team that I think as long as they could play their style, they were going to perform pretty well. They do end up conceding to Team Secret, which shocked a lot of us. That's more of Team Secret, I think, playing surprise. But my biggest complaint is Eugen did fall back to some old tendencies. Now that he's confident in his role, now that he knows he's very good and can do what he does and he believes in it, I do think he played a little bit of hero ball. I think they were struggling, and rather than sitting to their system and making sure he rotated wide and providing space, they caused a lot of double commits because of him, and it ended up being a problem. They were getting punished for those things. They readjust and they reassess and kind of focus on that. Mates, to me, is still going to be a very solid team and be a very competitive team. To me, they are the favorites for the LCQ. I think between them and NIP with Radosin, if that ends up being the replacement for Itachi, I don't know if it's going to be a good solution or not, but if I'm a betting person, I'm thinking Mates is very likely joining us as the wildcard spot, and it's going to be very competitive. So I still think they're a really good team. couple things to figure out. I think Eugen still played pretty well on land, just a matter of making sure that sticks to the rotation, doesn't feel like he's got to do it all himself. Right above them, and coincidentally, just because they did get the win, I'm going to give Team Secret a nod. I personally don't know if they're going to be able to recreate that performance. I think the players are talented. I think they've got a lot of experience on land. I think they definitely played over to their expectation. Ironically enough, Team Secret was my original honorable mention back in the first major, and then they kind of was like, oh man, Sam 2 hasn't really done it, and now Sam 2 is outperforming Sam 1. I just think when it comes to the preparation, like, it's so difficult to predict these teams, and I'm not trying to like give myself a backing out, but I genuinely believe the intangibles, the how you prepare, how you feel the day of. Are you, feeling healthy? Do you have a proper routine? Are you working out? Did you wake up and give yourself proper time to like actually be awake for the series? Are you playing in the morning compared to at night? What's your routine? Does that make a difference? Like, those types of things are quintessential in success nowadays because of how competitive there is not a single free game on LAN. The 16 teams that attend, soon to be 20, it's tough. Like, teams are dang good, especially with import situations happening and no restrictions. There is no freebie one round like, it is favorited, but there is no free matches. So I think when it comes to Swiss, where you have upsets that are potentially going to happen because of hey, it's a first one, new environment, so on and so forth. If things don't go the way they're supposed to, sometimes it seems favorable, but upset potential is definitely there. And I think Team Secret definitely did a good job of getting those upsets against teams that are kind of underperforming or whatever. Like, them beating Ultimates in round 5, nobody expected. Ultimates definitely should have won that series. You're talking 4 overtimes, a kickoff goal in game 5, like, just things that are like, hey, I would expect Ultimates, if there's 4 OTs, to win at least 2 of them. And they did, but conceding in other ways is just, it's crazy. It was a back and forth every other game. No momentum. Like, to me, that's more, and I don't want to disrespect Team Secret because I do really like the Team Secret roster. I do think that it is more Ultimates playing down and faltering than it is Secret being this god insane team. That being said, do I think Secret is again possible of making it out of Swiss, which is what this conversation is? I think they, 100% go 2-3, 1-3, but I also think they go 3-2 and make it out. It's right on that cusp. So I do think Secret is a solid team, but Ultimates should have beat them. I do think Ultimates, and ironically enough, I don't have them moving up or down. Obviously, they show that they have peak potential. They can be very, very good, but their lows have been pretty low lately. I think it was tough to get an assessment of them during Split 2 just because of internet issues and all of that, but I do think there is some criticism that is warranted from Ultimates. I don't know what situation's going on. I don't know if it's a player thing. I don't know if it's a coach thing. I don't know the internal workings of what is happening on that team. Only they do. But I expect more from them. With the level of talent, this was supposed to be a clear favorited number 2 team in NA. And I think they have solidified into that spot as time has progressed, as we've seen more changes from the outside. But I don't think they're playing like that dominant number 2 like you're seeing out of a Dignitas KC type situation. They have not been that predominant, like, we are clearly the better, you'll find us in the top 4 every single time. Like, there's been faults. So I have a tough time of saying what the exact reason is for Ultimates, but I do know their capability, their potential. We have seen it, which is why they still find themselves in the top 8. Number 7 right above them, and a fun one that I think deserves praise, is Twisted Minds. I have them moving up. They were my honorable mention. Big reason for Twisted Minds. Very, very clear cut. A top 6 and a top 8. I'm going to put them right in between those. In international competition, the only thing that truly matters, and yes, I'll be critical if they've been kind of looking a little sloppy here and there, when you get to LAN, can you show up? Can you win matches that matter? And they do. A Game 7 win, and then you go up against, I think it was Energy, another Game 7. You're playing every match super competitive. Now Post solidifying himself as that guy, and what could have been with Rule 1 if it was the Twins instead of TRK. There's a lot of questions there, but more credit from me going into what Atomic has done for the team, the amount of double touches that he's hitting, the consistent, hey, you need a goal, this guy needs to show up, and he's doing it. And then Rise continues to facilitate like nobody's business. So Twisted Minds, I think, is a team that does tend to slip under the radar a little bit, and then you play them and go, oh shoot, these guys are actually really freaking good. So I think Twisted Minds, to me, I would not be surprised to consistently see them top 8. And if they're your first round match, no thanks. I'd rather have somebody else that I'm either more familiar with. There's some familiarities that I think people are more comfortable with. Twisted Minds to me is kind of that true wild card team. They're an anomaly at times. Number 6, right above them, we've got Furia. 2 Sam teams finally making it back on my top 10. Furia to me, again, staying the exact same. They're still really, really dang good. My only concern with Furia is I have not seen leaps and bounds of increase in skill. They're good. Their floor is really, really solid. It is of top 8 capability. And I think you can do some shifting between all of the teams from 4 to 8. You can make adjustments here and there. You can make your opinion of it. But primarily with Furia, my issue is I know what I'm getting. Every single time I play Furia, I know exactly what to expect. I know how they're going to play. I know what they're going to do. They're dang good, which is why they win a lot of their series. But if you can match their pace, if you can play their offense smart, if you can do what you need to do to counter them without giving too much away, you'll win. You will win if you have the talent and the understanding. Sometimes it is just, hey, EU's got better players, NA's got better players. I do think Furia is really talented, but very tough for me to bump them up, as MENA, in my opinion, has definitely solidified themselves as the, I mean, albeit second best region in the world, maybe ahead of NA at times. I'm going to have Vitality, and then I'm going to reveal the one above them as well with Energy. I think these could be interchanged. I think there's conversations for both Energy and Vitality. A lot of people dog on Vitality because online performances have been lackluster. You know, they faltered a little bit here and there. They lost in a game 7 to Furia, like all those types of things. And then they go and make a top 4. I think Vitality, their biggest issue is that you have 2 players playing a similar role. I think there is a lot of overlap in 2 of their players, and we got to see a little bit of a adjustment to that in this latest major. Exotic rotating a little bit wider, being open for the outlet rather than putting himself in a position where he doesn't have any pace, momentum to hit a ball, and he's slotting shots. Is it still amazing? Is it still the expectation we have for this team when you've got 2 really, really talented players on the team? No, I think we expect more. But it's still a top 4 performance. And the reason why I actually lean Energy is because Energy, I think, did put up a better look and fight. While it be offensive or defensive, however you want to describe their play style, I think Energy put up a pretty good fight against Falcons. They made them work for it. While Vitality, to me, just seemingly it felt like got outclassed by Dignitas. Dignitas had their number. So even though these both are in the same spot when it comes to the results of the most recent major, I do think you could swap both, and I'm going to choose to say, hey, Energy's highs have been a little bit more stable, although the last 2 majors have not been up to expectation that we come out of Energy. Energy has definitely had to work and try to get better. So it is a really difficult conversation. I think you could balance both of these. I have a hard time trying to put an assessment on this. I think these 4 or 5 are very, very difficult for me. And then you pair the ones below and go, okay, how do I do those now? Top 3 to me, I think I'm pretty straightforward on. Number 3 is K-Corp. K-Corp started incredible, and they've slowly dipped away while others have improved. To me, that is natural progression of competition. In a game, when you're the top dog, everybody is building and trying to adjust to find out how to beat you. They are watching your replays. They're watching how you guys play the game. They're watching exactly what you do, or trying to build a strategy that can beat that because that's the best. It is now K-Corp's chance to do the same. I expect K-Corp to be very, very good moving forward. A little bit of humble pie being given, saying, hey, we are beatable. We got to work hard to stay on top. We don't get complacent. Not that fair is going to allow them to anyway. But K-Corp shows that they are beatable on multiple occasions. Them getting knocked out early shocked all of us. And credit to the competition for beating them in Twisted Minds. But it shows they're not perfect. It shows that they have faults. Time to fix those and do it towards the end of the year. K-Corp is still a very, very good team. No one is doubting that. A team that is on an upward trend that can't be stopped right now is Dignitas. I had concerns. You guys heard me talk about it in my conversations. I've seen Dig do this before. Online, momentum, looking great. They get to land, they fall apart, they falter. That doesn't happen. They come in, they play confidently. Stizzy plays the way he's supposed to. Jack looks the best he has ever looked. Yoris is pulling shit out of his hat. I don't know how he's doing it. Looks like they're down, looks like they're out. The dude hits some crazy flip reset, self-pass off the ground immediately after scoring another goal to keep them in it. But they were playing catch-up. They were never able to lead. But Dignitas, as a full picture team, has it figured out. And I think Violent Panda's really settling in. I think he's really happy with his team. I think he's got great rapport with some of the players. You've got yours coming back with Jack to the old org. Stizzy, similar to Scrub Killa, but a little bit more goofy, a little bit more locked in. I think Dignitas has found their formula. I think they're very happy with what they've got. They know they were supposed to perform a lot better than what they did in Birmingham by not making top 8. And I'm really proud of Dignitas. I think that's one of the easiest teams to root for. How do you not like that team? I think all the guys on it are absolutely fantastic. Always good dudes. Shoutouts, by the way, to Yoris. His interviews, man, is really settled in. Really happy for him. And then last but not least, it's Carl. Just kidding. It's Falcons. That's the wrong color. It should be this one. Let's call it what it is, chat. I had concerns about Falcons. I am willing to admit I was wrong. I have been watching Falcons online, and I have not been impressed. Faulty, making mistakes. Makes a little bit more sense when some of the teams are playing the way that they are. It's been awkward. But when it comes to LAN and boot camps and doing what matters, they always put up a fight. Super consistent. They did struggle quite a bit last major in Swiss. Not this time. The Falcons, from day one, looked like they were the best team. No questions, no faults. We're here to play. Their loss last time came to a Game 7 against NRG, and this time they win it, and they win it convincingly. The thing about Falcons is there's always been this mental block of we get to the last dance, and then mentally we fall apart. They did not skip a beat. They looked like the team that was supposed to win from day one, and they carried that through over multiple days. All their flowers are deserved. I think it only makes them more difficult now that they know they can win an RLCS event. Expect them to continue to do what they do best. They're going to be a damn good force moving forward. Falcons is great. They look really, really good. Super happy for the team. There's a lot of questions and concerns. Do they need to make adjustments? Do they need to consider something else? No. Nope. Not at all. That being said, yeah, I think Clear's stepping up was probably the biggest impact that they had, for sure. A lot of it has always fallen on TRK or Turk, however you want to say his name. But Clear's really stepped up. MVP is well deserved. Taking a little bit more on that on his own shoulders, which is great. And the crazy thing about all this, put these top 8 into a hat, shake it up, pull a slip, and you could probably get that answer of who's going to win next time. I'm a firm believer when people ask me, hey, who do you think has got what's the chance of this team to win? If they can make top 8, it's 12.5%. Everybody has an equal chance of making and going for a run. And I truly believe that. So pretty crazy stuff. That's going to be a tough list. I'm sure it's going to get criticized. It's nobody's belief. Some people are going to be like, that's too high, that's too low. It is what it is. I think these are so difficult to do nowadays, but that's why we talk about it. Hopefully you guys understand the thoughts and reasonings, but I'm also curious to hear your own. 2 ways you can do it. Either though you can let me know in the comments, probably the easiest way to do it, or you can stop by the stream, twitch.tv/Lawler. Come hang out with us. We stream pretty much daily. That's going to do it for today's video. Fun one for you guys on Monday, talking about Carl, the team we're coaching.